Apple just released their new battery case for the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max, and naturally I got the pink one. It's basically identical to the previous version, except with one major addition which definitely surprised me. This case adds a dedicated camera button that ties seamlessly into iOS. This new camera button instantly opens the camera app no matter where you are on your phone, and doubles as a shutter button. It's the first time Apple has ever augmented the iPhone experience with a case like this, and I think it's a really interesting addition. It shows Apple's thoughts on what the iPhone is and what we really use it for. I'd argue this is used way more as a camera than it is as a phone by most people. Think about how often you use this to capture memories, to record videos at concerts, to post Instagram stories, etc., versus how often you hold this up to your ear to talk to other humans. So for the sake of this video, let's call this device a camera. And let's think about how well it's actually usable as a camera, being its primary function. I would argue it's not exactly the best. Specifically, accessing the camera can be quite cumbersome, especially if you want to quickly get a shot. If the phone is locked, there are two shortcuts, but neither are reliable when you're in a hurry. 3D touching or long pressing the camera button on the lock screen doesn't always work, and swiping is usually hit or miss. That's where this new battery case comes in, or as I refer to it as the camera case. With this dedicated button, you can access the camera wherever you are in the phone with one click, even if the display is off. Here's how it works. A long press opens the camera again from anywhere in the operating system, and yes, the button also works as a shutter. If you press and hold, it will record video and will continue to record as long as you're holding down that button. But for whatever reason, you can't tap the record button on the screen to keep it going, which is kind of a bummer. Having a dedicated shutter button feels natural. It's where I normally place my index finger when I'm holding the phone to take a picture. It's where you normally take a picture on 99% of cameras. It can also help reduce shake because you don't have to tap the screen to take a photo. And yes, I know that the volume rocker also doubles as a shutter button, but my fingers just kind of get in the way when it's oriented like that. However, this hardware button isn't super functional if you're shooting in portrait orientation because of where it is on the case. The benefits of the button are for shooting in landscape. But I think it's valuable to know that the camera app is always one click away now. One thing to note is that the button itself is not like the other buttons on this case. It's recessed and doesn't stick out like the power and volume rocker. But it's definitely clicky and feels good to press. The case itself is silicone, so it's kind of rubbery and soft and collects dust. The inside has a microfiber lining so your phone won't scratch when you're putting it in and taking it out of the case. And as far as protection goes, I think it'll fare better inside a case rather than not inside a case, but if you drop it, glass is glass, and glass breaks. It is pretty bulky when it's in your pocket, like most battery cases are. But the software integration is unmatched because it is proprietary hardware. So you can see the battery percentage of the case in your widgets, as well as when you plug it in. The battery itself provides an additional 50% of a full iPhone charge. Although there's a caveat with these iPhone battery cases. You can't turn it on or off, meaning as soon as you put your phone in the case, it just starts charging your phone. It appears that Apple wants your battery to be topped off at all times, rather than you get down to like 30 or 40% and then juice up. So if you start your day with both the case and the phone at 100%, your phone's gonna stay at 100% until the case dies. It's kind of annoying, but I get it. I just wish the option was there. Also, the case supports wireless charging, and you can charge both the case and the phone when your phone's in the case. Also, oddly enough, the Lightning port isn't directly at the bottom of the case for whatever reason. $130 is pricey for a battery case. The Mophie equivalent costs $80. But again, consider the hardware and software trade-offs here. And yeah, for what it's worth, the battery in the iPhone 11 Pro is great, so this thing isn't totally necessary. But if you're looking for a solid battery case, one that provides an additional 50% charge, and perhaps a glimpse of what the future of iPhone hardware can look like, this is the way to go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. If you're new around here, my name is Sam Sheffer, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.